Hey everyone, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Lindsay.
And
This
is
swearing
swearing mama.
because that never gets old.
I bet no one finds it funny except
Nope,
us.
just us, but it's okay. Because that's all that matters. Just kidding, just kidding.
This episode is all about us, and we are all that matters.
Especially in this episode.
Yep, because
So you know
it's
what? I'm
about
going
us.
with it. I'm not kidding. I'm taking that kidding back.
So, we're just going to talk about ourselves and like our parenting philosophies. I know it's kind of weird because we're like 22 episodes deep or something, but I feel like all that we've said about ourselves have been like brief little nuggets, and so hopefully this will like give people a chance to feel like they know us a little better.
Sounds perfect. How about you start? And
Okay.
I can
You
just cut in every so often with my little nuggets and then I'll finish it off.
Okay. So my life, I am, of course, as I've mentioned, a stay-at-home mom to Oliver, who is one. Um, and then before I had him, I was an assistant manager at a spa, so I mean, I didn't make a lot of money. It wasn't a job that like I could really go back to. So, um, I didn't really have any kind of like career in that way. I was always kind of working jobs just that I allowed me to pursue like all my artistic stuff. And what that is I'm a writer. So currently I'm just focusing on my own work. In the past I've done some ghostwriting for like ebooks and stuff, but I didn't really like doing that as much. Um, so I decided that, when I had the baby, I was going to focus on my own novel that I'm trying to get published. So I'm in the stage right now of just looking for a literary agent. So if we've got any agent listeners out there, email me. Uh, it's hard. It's really hard. But anyway, so I'm doing that and also working on another novel. And
Two
then
at the same
outside of
time?
that, actually, I'm actually working on three, but I'm trying to focus myself on one while the other one gets published. Because how it happens, like when you're waiting to hear back from an agent, some of them request up to 3 months time to respond,
Oh, okay.
which is so long, and most of them don't send you a rejection letter. They just never answer you.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, it sucks. And it's like poor etiquette to like just send batches and batches of letters out to different agents. Like you pretty much just want to shoot for one at a time ish. That's just kind of like the etiquette in the publishing world. So it can be a very long process. And I think that's part of why a lot of people at this day and age either self publish or go straight to the publisher. But there are a lot of benefits to having an agent. So I'm trying really hard. I'm really hoping to find the right one. But a lot of people's first novel never gets published, so that's why I continue working on other books at the same time.
Makes
So I'm
sense. Makes sense.
yeah. I write young adult, in case anyone was wondering. Most of my stuff's young adult. Um, so anyway, that's my writing life, and then outside of that, I also have a band. Our band is called Panda Forces. And we're going to be in Maryland next month, February. So, February 22nd and 23rd, we're playing shows. So, follow us if you'd like to come see the show, and you can say hi to me afterward if you like. I know we have lots of adoring fans, so if anyone needs like me to sign their baby's forehead or anything like that, I'll feel free. um, but yeah, so I sing in that band and I write a lot of the songs um, and play guitar on some of them. So That's in my Panda Forces life and my writing life. And then outside of that, we do this podcast, obviously.
Yay,
And
yay.
I'm actually also working on another podcast that I'm gonna roll out soon, hopefully very soon. And it's just one that I'm doing more about like how I run like the creative stuff that I do. Um, like how I finished a book, and all of the music stuff. And it's also gonna focus about how I'm a very like sensitive person and how I like navigate a lot of situations like people who are mean on Facebook and all kinds of things. Um, so that's coming. That's coming soon. um, but yeah, so that's pretty much. I think I said all my things. I feel like I have a lot of things. It's a it's a lot. But yeah, that's pretty much what I like do with my life. And then outside of that, I was trying to think if I had like any like normal hobbies. Like there's lots of stuff I like to do, like yoga and I love coffee,
You
as I
do.
mentioned on
You
here.
do love coffee.
Yes. Um, so that's life. And then do you want to go ahead and do your life and then we'll dive into parenting philosophies?
Sure.
Okay.
So my life is super chaotic. Um, Full-time mom and full-time I work for a nonprofit organization. I'm part-time receptionist, part-time IT. So I get headaches on both ends, from clients and then from employees that don't know technology. So that's fun. Um, but it's what I picked. I recently just got my degree in cybersecurity. So now
Woohoo, congrats.
thanks. I finished school and now I don't know what to do with my life because that took up more years than I want to admit. So now I feel like I have nothing to do anymore. And I feel like I've already looked at master's programs and I'm like, oh yeah, no, not ready for that. But so yeah. Um,
Do you like school?
Not really, but now that I don't have it, it's like I guess you could say I miss it, but not really. Like I just feel like I need to be doing something because I did it for so long. Because I literally would take like one class at a time because I was in no hurry to graduate. Um, so now that I'm not in anything, I just feel like I don't know. Like every day is the same now. I don't know really what day it is because every day is just the same thing. I
Mm.
don't know. So
Gotta
yeah.
shake it up. Shake it
Yeah.
up.
Swear to shake it up.
We've quoted like 3 different shake it ups in one process.
So it's fine. So yeah, I like to cook and bake. I love my pressure cooker. I do a lot of that right now. And before that, I loved my crock pot. And now I have a pressure cooker, and that's just so much better. Um,
And your
I,
cookies are so cute.
yeah, I do make cookies. Thank you. I don't think they're cute. I think they're terrible. But I hear good things.
They're like, what are they called? They're like sugar cookies.
Yeah, they're sugar cookies with the royal icing on them. So
Yeah. You
you're
guys know
able
those
to.
videos.
Yes, I
Oh,
actually.
love watching.
Yes, I follow one on Facebook and I literally will watch the same video every time it comes on just to watch it. I'm just
It
like, yep, this is relaxing.
is.
um, so yeah, that's what I do. Currently, I binge watch Supernatural, and I say currently, but it's taken me a year because there's so many episodes, and I just don't have time. But I'm still trucking, and then I don't know if anyone watches that show, but it's very much like highs and lows. So when you get to a low, you don't want to continue. So then
Ah.
I give up for like a week, and then I'm like, yeah, I should. Like, I'm the kind of person I have to finish it. So then I go back to it, and then it gets good again, but then it gets bad. It's that show is such an emotional roller coaster.
I have not
Um,
watched it, but I do watch a lot of Netflix. Just like while I do everything throughout the day around the house. It's
yeah,
a podcast on Netflix. Like, just gotta.
yep, just have to have something on. Um, so yeah, that's my go-to right now because there's so many episodes, and it's really, you can like not pay attention for like 10 minutes and then start watching again and pick up like right where you are. Like you didn't really miss much. Um,
They're like demons or something.
so
Demon hunters.
um, yeah, they're hunters. They don't just hunt demons.
Oh.
Um, but right now it's there's like God and like angels, and God has a sister, and it's a lot. And it also, like, I hate to admit this, but it has me questioning like my religion in a way, because I'm just like, I don't know if any of this is real or not, but I'm just like, oh, that makes sense. Like, oh, okay. But I'm like, I don't want to research it because I don't want to know. So I'm just like, in a minute, okay? All right, thank you. Um, so yeah, that's what I do. I also like to make crafts and things like that. But I haven't been doing that recently because I've gotten really lazy and I just want to sit on the couch and watch TV all day.
Winter problems.
Right? I'm just like, I'm always cold. So then I just need to be under a blanket, and you can't be under a blanket and do things. So yeah, that just leads to me being on the couch a lot.
Yeah, I have realized I have like really bad circulation, I think, because I like if my feet are cold, which is like every day they get ice cold, and then I like don't want to move.
Yeah, I have a heater in my office at work, and I'm still always cold, but I will have people come into my office and be like, oh, like I had someone come in my office yesterday for help on something, and she was like, I need to turn this off. Like, I'm sorry, I have to turn it off. I'll turn it back on when I leave, but I can't be in here with this on. And I was like, okay. Meanwhile, I'm like, feel my hands because they're icicles right now.
Right?
Yeah, I'm always cold. It's bad. Um, what else? What else about me? I have a son that's 3. His name is Timothy. Didn't we do a whole episode on him?
Yeah, well, maybe not like only him, but we did talk about him a lot on
Yeah.
the brain thing.
Yep. So that's my
That
son.
was a bad explanation, the brain thing.
But it makes sense. So yeah,
Oh.
that's where you can go if you need to hear more about my son. um, Now he's he's something. He's something. The
He's
terrible
3.
threes. He's 3. It's worse than the terrible 2s. Let me tell you. Um, he's in the stage where he doesn't listen. He has favorites every other day. So one day he likes mommy and not daddy, and then one day he likes daddy and
Mm.
not mommy. And he tells you. And you're just like, okay, thanks. What did I do for you not to like me? Um, yep, that's really me.
Okay. Parenting things. So obviously that's like the whole theme of this podcast, so we're not going to like go in depth or else we would have like the longest episode ever. But just kind of like a brief whatever summary, kind of like the ideas, the attitudes, I guess. Would you say that's what?
Um, yeah.
Okay. So for me, I'm very much like in the middle, I guess is what I would say a lot of the time. I feel like in the parenting world, it's like so extreme one way or the other. You either have to be all natural, all I can't even like list. It's like exhausting to me to even think about all the things you can't do for your, you can't vaccinate, you can't get use diapers. You have to use cloth diapers. You can't feed them baby purees, like all that. It's like that's one extreme, and then the other extreme is just like, who cares, whatever. Moms who are basically just like, whatever, it doesn't matter, don't do, like moms who just say like, do whatever is easy, you know? And so I'm like, all right, I'm in the middle of those two, um, where I feel like I make an effort, but I'm not gonna like break my back over little things.
Yep, you pick
Um,
your battles.
yeah. And I try to do like natural things when I can. So like we have the amber bead necklace that everybody's been bitching about. I don't put him to sleep in it. You're not supposed to. Um, so he's not gonna choke. Anyway, that really pissed me off, but that's off topic. Anyways, like we have one of those, and I do make some of his food from scratch. And like when he was doing only purees, I would make a lot of it, but not all of it. Sometimes he gets normal baby pouches. And then, like, I sometimes will give him bites of like whatever I'm eating, in the middle. And then I do make an effort to like do any of the like natural remedies that I have before trying other things like medicine or whatever, but I'm also not that mom that's not going to give my kid medicine if he needs it. Like, I don't know, just some of the things I read where parents like think that giving your kid Tylenol is the worst thing in the world, and I'm like, well, no, I'd rather him not be miserable, but I also don't want to give it to him every single day. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's pretty much my attitude about things is like I try to do as naturally as possible when I can, but there are certain things, and there are also just certain sacrifices I don't want to make. Like cloth diapering was not something I was prepared to try and do. And when I look at my life and my schedule right now, I'm like, yeah, there's no way. There's no way I could have handled that. I wish for the sake of the planet that we could have, but that was not particularly for us.
Yeah.
Um, so that, and then the biggest thing about me in terms of like my parenting beliefs and, what kind of mom that I am is about using your intuition. It's so mind-blowing to me that I just see so many moms like on the internet, and I really think the internet might be the reason why, but who just seem void of that altogether. They have no mom intuition. Um, Moms who are asking things like, I can't think of a good example, but like just basic, okay, like a mom who says like, "What's an average meal that you feed your 9-month-old?" And I'm like, "Well, why would you ask a bunch of other parents that? Every 9-month-old eats differently." Um, because every human eats differently, right? Like it's not like I'm sitting there like, "Hey, Lindsay, what do you eat for lunch every day?" We like different foods, first of all. Secondly, we have different schedules, so like if I'm home at my house during the day, I can like make noodles on the stove. That's not an option for you, you know, so when
Yeah.
you're at work. So like I don't know, I just feel like it's a silly thing to kind of like seek out advice for, and it's not just that specifically, but just in general, I feel like, you know, I see so many people that just like don't seem to have that mom intuition, and I feel like we all have it naturally. And so I kind of wonder if the internet is just kind of stifling it because so many people have such strong opinions about everything that it makes
Yeah.
you really like second guess yourself.
Yeah.
So one thing for me is that I've always had like a really strong intuition about most things involving Oliver. And so I might ask a like things I'll ask advice on is like, you know, when he was like teething, what's a good teether? Or, things like that. But when it comes to what should I feed my child, Should I give him medication or not? Where should he sleep? All of like the big decisions like that, and all of the just like everyday judgments you have to make as a mom too.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are from my gut. And I also believe that the reason that it's okay for me to go off my intuition like that is because like I educate myself on everything.
Yeah.
So there's no use in just following intuition but never learning anything. Like that doesn't count. So again, that's why I say that I'm in the middle because like I'm not only intuition based and I also was not one of those moms that read a bunch of books either. Like I just research each individual topic a lot. You know, like once I learned that giving your child peanut butter early on would prevent
An
or could
allergy.
prevent, yeah, like
Yeah.
then I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Well, now that I know the facts, I'm able to say like, yeah, I should do, my intuition is that I should do that, you know,
Yeah. And it's funny
things
you
like
brought
that.
that up because that just changed. Like doctors before, like even Tim, because I know my cousin, her child, she didn't allow her to have peanut butter till after 3 because that's what the doctors were saying. Like,
Uh-huh.
don't give your child peanut butter till after they're 3 because the peanut allergy is so strong. Like, blah 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 blah. And I remember like I made cupcakes for some holiday, and this is before Tim, so um, I didn't have to worry about that because it was an adult party minus the 2 kids that were there, and her daughter was one of them. And I think her daughter was like 2.5, almost 3, and she was like, oh, well, she can't have these. And I'm like, why? She was like, oh, because there's peanut butter in them. And I'm like, I still don't understand. Is she allergic? And she was like, no, it's just that like the doctor suggests. So I never asked Tim's doctor. I just assumed it was still a thing. And then like someone else brought it up to me. And like Drew and I, we don't have a peanut allergy. And I know it's not hereditary or anything like that, but it was still like, I was scared that if Tim had peanuts or anything like that, that he would have a reaction, and I don't know what I would do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had a friend
Yeah.
in elementary school that was like severely allergic, like couldn't even been in the same room with just the smell of it kind of thing. So like I was so nervous that he was going to have it. And then I went to I was a nanny back then, so I was at my job, and the little girl I was babysitting was eating Honey Nut Cheerios. And Tim went over and just grabbed a handful out of the bowl and was eating them. And like the mom looked at me and was like, is he allowed to have those? And I was like, Cheerios? Yeah, he eats them all the time. And she was like, but they're honey nut. And I was like, oh my God, he's been eating nuts for longer than I thought because I always got him the honey nut. I didn't even think anything of it. I was like, oh, bad mom. But hey, he has no reaction. So I did it by accident. But yeah, they recently changed it to 1, like after they turn 1, to help them build an immune to it kind of thing.
Yeah, even earlier.
Yeah. Doctors,
Like
they're
I
always
think,
changing.
yeah, and that's the thing too, is like, so you can't expect to know everything,
No,
obviously,
yeah.
but what I feel is appropriate is once someone points something out to you, or even if it's not to you, but like if you see something on the internet or if you hear people talking about something, like that's when you go and just do the research. You don't have to necessarily even talk to that person unless you just want to, but like, you just do the research on your own and then let your intuition. But, I think that sometimes, and especially when parents have one kid and then have another kid many years later,
Mm-hmm.
they feel like they can just continue to go off of the intuition, and it's like, well, your intuition is valuable, but you have it, like it considers everything that you know already. So it's important to like keep learning, I mean, because things really do always change, and I think that there's a balance. I'm definitely not like that paranoid mom at all. Like I am not the mom that has any problem, like, leaving Oliver with a babysitter, as long as it's someone I trust, of course. But like, one of my friends or like family member or something, like I don't have problems with that. He doesn't have to be on a strict schedule.
Yeah.
Like we're go with the flow,
Mhm.
but at the same time, like I'm also always gonna do my best for him too. I just think people are too afraid of too many things these days.
Yeah, definitely. But
Like
like
if
also like they're scared to be mom shamed because that's such a big thing nowadays.
Yeah, it really
And
is.
it's
Oh,
terrible.
mom shaming. It is. At the end of the day, if you have educated yourself and you're trusting your intuition, make the decisions. There's nothing to work, there's no reason to be afraid of every single thing. There's no, I mean, I get it. Like, even still, sometimes I'll go in the middle of the night and make sure Oliver's still breathing in his crib. But, I'm just not going to let that dictate our lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
What about you? What other things do you have that I didn't say?
So I'm also in the middle. I'm not super either way. Where I differ, I guess, from you is that I don't even know if I differ. It's just I'm more relaxed in the sense, but I'm also I don't know how to consider this. I don't really give Tim medicine or natural things. I was lucky enough to have a child that didn't have the teething issue. Like he never had a teething issue. He had a fever, I think, twice, and I did give him Tylenol for that while he was teething, just to get the fever down. But he never like cried or was upset or anything like that. And then it's like when it comes to parenting him now, like I think even though I said I wasn't going to, I'm a lot like my mom in the sense that I guess, I mean, I was raised in the 90s, like, you know what I mean? So, like, the way my mom parented me is the way I'm parenting my child. So, like, I am, I guess, more strict, but more relaxed in the sense that I'm relaxed that I let him watch TV because you know what? That's what I did, and I'm fine. You know what I mean?
Agree.
Um, but we go outside. When he's old enough to go outside and have friends, I'm going to kick him out of the house and be like, no, you're going. Like, I
Yeah.
was a tomboy growing up. I climbed trees. I built a fort with my friend in her backyard. Um, like, I will encourage him to go out even more than he does now. But now he's 3 and I have to go out with him and it's cold and I'm always cold and I don't want to be outside.
Hmm.
um, but also like I am kind of strict in the sense that when he does something wrong, I'm not afraid to spank him or put him in timeout. Like again, I was in the 90s. I can't tell you how many times I was spanked. Like, and again, I'm fine. So if he does something wrong, I will reprimand him to stop him from doing it again because sometimes telling him no isn't going to change his mind. He's 3. He's going to do it again and again. So it's like you need to set boundaries and do timeouts and sometimes spankings to get him to understand that you don't do that. So again, I guess I'm a little more on the other side on that one because I know
I
some
don't know.
people think spanking is like the worst thing you can do to a child. And I'm like, eh,
Yeah. Well, we have a spanking episode to come too.
okay.
It's on our list. I just actually saw that and was like, oh yeah, I forgot about spanking. So it's funny you
Yeah.
said that.
So, yeah, I mean, again, like you said, you're the parent. You know what's best for your child and follow your intuition. If you tell your child no 700 times and it's still not working, you need to try something else because clearly it's not working. Um, but don't give up. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be okay and just do your best judgment. Like, I mean, I'm not saying punch your child, like, you know what I mean? Like, don't leave a mark, don't hit him to leave a mark, but he
What
needs
was
to
that
know
baby
it's,
punching?
Oh, a baby punching tangent. Going on a baby punching spree.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, a little off topic, but I mean, I'm not saying like like do that, but I think a spanking is okay. Or like my child with timeout, he doesn't sit in timeout. He thinks it's hilarious once I sit him down to then stand up and walk away. So what do I do for timeouts now? He sits on the counter and I walk away. He's not going to jump down because the counter's high. So he's not going to move and he's going to sit there. It's okay. We'll wash it later. Yeah. So yeah, it's use your best judgment. You're the mom or dad. I don't know if we got dad listeners, but hey.
I hope so, one day.
One day. And with the dads, it's the same thing. Like, you might not have as a strong intuition as mothers, but then again, you do. And you're there and you're present and you know what's right. Like, you're the father. So,
yes.
At the end of the day, it's your child. You got this.
Yeah. See, I think you and I are like, if there was like a visual scale of like extremely like conservative, and I don't mean politically, but like, you know what I mean by conservative.
You didn't?
No,
I thought you did.
I don't ever want to talk about politics on this podcast. but cash me outside the podcast. No, so like super like conservative.
Also, guys, if you cash us outside on the podcast on that, we are complete opposites. And it's so funny. But we respect each other. And we listen and we give our opinions and then we walk away and we're done.
Because I think that's the thing about you and me, which is what I'm trying. I don't know. I'm like having a hard time with words. Words are hard. What are word? Why use lot word when you word do the same trick? Okay, so like on the left side, you've got the moms who are like, you know, terrified, and on the right side, you've got moms who like don't give a fuck. And then in the middle, you have us. We're both in the same spot. Like if it was a sliding scale, I feel like you and I are both in the same place, and it's just like the specific choices are what differ. And I think it's the same thing about like the other things about us that are different. I think that's why we get along, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Neither of us is like crazy, or neither of us are mom shamers, you know, etc.
I mean, I think it sometimes. I never say it out loud.
About mom shaming?
Yeah, I see some things and I'm just like, oh God, I need to say something. But I don't because it's none of my business.
So actually, this is something I've been thinking about a lot lately, and will go on my other little project I'm doing. But like everybody judges other people. It's okay and it's good. It's healthy. Like you're supposed to judge other people. That's how you like I think like when you judge someone else's decisions, that's your brain actually like learning about how you are going to handle the world on your side, you know? So like when you see a mom do something and you're like, "No, I do not agree with that." That's actually like less about her and more about you, in my opinion. And so there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're not making someone feel bad. But if it's an internal thing, I mean, I think it's healthy.
Yeah, I think everyone does it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. But yeah, mom shaming. Well, we kind of mom shamed the anti-vaxxers, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But it's different. It's different.
Totally different because that affects our children.
Exactly.
It affects us.
Yes.
So
if it didn't, then I'd be like, whatever. But yeah, no. When it comes to like a child's actually like health and safety, like if you're putting your kid at risk, like okay. Earlier today, I saw someone say that they wanted to go their entire pregnancy without any prenatal care at all, not even from a midwife. Judging because your baby could literally die because you
literally have no idea. Like what is going on?
There's so many things that could be wrong with you, could be wrong with a baby, or things that, you know, like groupie strep that aren't necessarily like wrong. Like you're not sick. So of course you're
Yeah.
not gonna know, you
Or
know?
the I can't pronounce that G word, but the diabetes. Like you'll never know.
Gestational.
Yes. You'd never know if you had that.
Exactly. And it's like, dude, that's crazy to me. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
that's that if it's putting your baby's health and safety at risk, then judging something and saying so, I don't think that's mom shaming.
Yeah. But then
But
sometimes like it
anyway,
is cuz like I saw something on Facebook the other day. Um their child just turned 1 and they already have their child forward facing in the car seat. And I'm like, I really want to comment and be like, look, my child's 3.5 and still rear facing. Like,
wait, it was
why?
someone you know?
Yeah.
See, yeah, okay, like in those situations, like saying something about it is not mom shaming. Like you should say something about it. You wouldn't you rather be embarrassed or have your feelings hurt than to like lose your
No
kid?
more. Yeah.
Your kid dies and you could have had it prevented if you weren't bent out of shape about a Facebook comment.
Yeah. And
So,
the same mom already has their child in a toddler bed and is like searching for advice on how to keep their one just turned 1 like the week before New Year's Eve in a toddler bed. And I'm like, that's the whole point of a crib. You keep them in there until they climb out and it becomes dangerous.
right, right.
I'm like, your child is going to get out of bed because he can and he wants you. Like, he's 1. He's not even really, like, he just learned to walk.
Yeah. See, I feel like that's an instance of like they're asking all these questions and making these strange choices. And I feel like when people do stuff like that, it's like too much of the world has gotten involved. And so, like, when I see moms asking these crazy questions on Facebook and different places in apps and stuff, I just think to myself, like, you need to educate yourself, but this isn't educating yourself. Like this is just asking for everybody's stupid opinions. And like educating yourself is like I'll do a Google search and read like a real article or like something written by a doctor or ask your doctor or read a book. But like a Facebook post, a post on the What to Expect app is not the place for you to decide how you're going to handle health and safety for your baby.
No, I agree. Like I said, I mean, I want to say something, but this is the type of person who will go buck wild. So I'm like, I don't want to step on toes
Oh yeah, I don't blame you.
because I know how she is. So, I mean, I gave her advice on how to keep her toddler in bed or her 1-year-old in bed, not even toddler, her 1-year-old in bed. But I don't want to say anything about the other, even though I know I should, but I just know how she is. So I'm just like, ugh, it's a
Yeah.
catch 22 for sure.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, were there any other things that parenting philosophies or like anything that you or big important things that you have?
Um, no, I think that's it.
Okay. So that is that. Now we'll move to the next section of our episode. um, so we have our little new segment called Mom Tip of the Week.
Oh God, and this week it's me.
Do you have one?
I don't because I wasn't present for the last one, so I don't even know what to do.
It's okay. I will go because I actually just remembered one when you were talking about keeping the kid in the bed.
Okay, perfect. So you can go now, and then I
Yeah,
will do the
next
next
episode.
two.
Yeah. Okay. So this is kind of like a weird random thing, but put a book in the crib with your baby. Um, so Oliver does not take pacifiers, never really has. He did for like 2 weeks when he was young, like real young, and that was it. He does not like pacifiers. Um, and then I I have a lovey that I put in there, which he likes, but I don't know, just it just was like nothing was doing the trick, and he was fighting naps, and he was waking up once every single night. He's waking up once and needing to nurse. Was not happy unless he nursed. So I read somewhere on like it was a medical group, their website, and they were talking about loveys because I was reading up on loveys before I put it in his crib, like what age they usually do it and everything. I know he's a year now, but that's the one thing I just still wanted to be smart about it. So anyway, I read them say that some people will use a board book, and I was like, "What? Why would you put a book in your kid's crib?" But then I thought about it more and more, and I was like, "That's actually a really good, safe thing to put in the crib." And Oliver loves books, and I shit you not, he doesn't almost ever wake up at night anymore, and he takes both of his naps in the daytime.
Awesome. So does he
Yeah,
like
just
read or play with them until he goes to sleep?
yeah. Well, yes, I've like when he first wakes up, a lot of the time he will too. I've walked in there to find him like just flipping the pages. It's very funny.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, you just have to make sure what book you choose because one of the books that I put in there, I walked in and he had peeled some of the paper off,
I was
and
about to say
then
the board books, my son used to eat them. I
yeah,
literally could not give him board books because he would gnaw on them.
they are delicious. They are, but I
Maybe.
we have a lot of books, so I just found one that he couldn't peel. But yeah, that's mom tip of the week. If your
All
kid
right,
is like
so
mine, try a love it. I mean, a board book.
I love that.
Do you have tweets?
No. Sorry, that was to Tim.
You're like, no tweets.
No tweets. Let me log in. So I have recently turned my Twitter into, my Twitter and not just mom tweets. So
Oh,
um, a lot of mine are like, uh,
I
well,
always wonder if you tweet because I never see them when I log on, but I forget to go to your page.
so I'll do one of my tweets from mid-December. I said, kids have the life, poop while eating.
Is that what you want?
It's funny because I'm not even gonna, never mind. Nope, not even gonna go there. We'll just,
I think you should.
nope, we'll just keep going.
Okay.
So,
Mm-mm.
whew. Oh, I also have another one, and it's not
Okay.
mom related.
Okay.
I tweeted a couple weeks ago while I was eating Reese's peanut butter cups because I love Reese's peanut butter cups. My son knows them as mommy's candy because he's never had them because they're mommy's candy. um, so I went to the store on my lunch break and got Reese's peanut butter cups, and I realized how much I don't like the cup form of it. I only like the shapes. So like your trees, your pumpkins, your eggs, your hearts. They taste nothing alike.
Yeah,
Nothing.
they are different, but I like the cups better.
Ugh. So my tweet was, why do Reese's cups and Reese's shapes taste nothing alike? How many days till I can have Reese's hearts?
They're probably out now.
They are. I need to
Go get
stock
you
up
some.
before, because I think Easter is the last time until Halloween. So I guess I'll stock up on the eggs.
Okay.
It's the chocolate to peanut butter ratio. I can't do it. It throws me off. I need more peanut butter to my chocolate.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
a okay. I have memes this week. They're not
I'm okay with
tweets, they're
that.
memes.
I love
Okay.
memes.
This one was made by Hot Moms Club, and it says the two things I love more than anything in the world. One, being with my kids. Two, not being with my kids.
Yes. Yes. So I actually saw, and I don't have it now, so I'm going to just kind of ramble on to what it was. You know how that 10-year challenge thing is going around? Or like the post your
Yes.
first picture and your last one?
Yeah.
The one where I aged 5 minutes.
Yes. Unlike me.
Um, girl, stop. Anyways, so this one it was like 2009, a mom or me in 2009. And it was like, my child's never going to use an iPad and watch movies while eating like junk food. And then it's like 2019. Here, Timmy, take your iPad, go sit on the couch and eat your fruit snacks. Leave me alone. And I'm like, oh my God, I've
So
never
true.
related to something more in my life.
Yep.
Because that's me. Well, I don't think I ever said I wasn't going to give my child, because let's be real, I am the worst eater in the world. So 95% of my food is junk food. And Tim's is too. Tim eats literally macaroni and cheese and chicken nuggets every single day. So every time I see that one post go around that says like the worst foods for your kids, it's literally macaroni and cheese, hot dogs, chicken nuggets, French fries, and like food in packages. So like you're like cookies and things of that nature. And I'm like, yep, my son literally eats that. But
Well,
also eats bowls full of blueberries 24/7.
yeah. Balance. There's got to be balance.
Guys, I'll let you know
Yeah.
that if you give your kids blueberries, their poop turns like black.
Ew.
Yeah, it's fun.
I ate blueberries this morning. Is my poop going to be black?
I don't know what it is with kids' poops and like what kids eat, but it really changes their poops. Mine, I've never noticed anything like that. And I can tell you that when Tim eats a whole bunch of blueberries, it's the grossest poop ever. It's literally like dark blue, almost black. And I'm like,
yeah, I don't know.
And then sometimes he'll eat it like at daycare, like blueberries at daycare, or his my in-laws' house, and they won't tell me. And I'm like, I go to change it, and I'm like, oh my God, what did you eat? Yeah, so that's fun. You get to look forward to that.
Blueberry poops.
They're fun.
Anyway, we have a we have a tweet from our friend at Here in Mamahood, sent us some really nice words about wanting to be featured. So, wish granted. I'm like the fairy godmother right now.
You're Oprah.
I am Oprah of tweets. That's bad. Anyway, she she had a tweet the other day that said, "Sometimes I feel like a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad parent, and then I remember that my daughter is healthy, happy, fed, and bathed, so I could be worse."
Accurate.
So that's nice, and that kind of was like a good one for this episode because that's pretty much like what you and I were saying. You know, don't stress all. We're not the type of parents to stress every little thing, and like if that's
Nope.
you know. Live your life like if that's what the way that you want to be, but like just that's just not really how you and I are. Like
No.
we do what we can when we can, and then that's it.
Yep. With that being said, I had something to say, but I just lost it.
Well, shit.
Yep, it's gone. Maybe another episode.
Was it about poop?
No, I think we've talked about poop enough.
Okay. Well, and with that, I guess that wraps this episode.
Oh my God, I can't even begin to think of the sound clips you're going to use for this episode.
Poop, blueberry poop.
Oh, God.
I'll just use that one.
I'm cringing already.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye. Oh my God, I can't even begin to think of the sound clips you're going to use for this episode.
Poop, blueberry poop.
Swear to shake it up.
What a word.